All right, well, the deadline for Chelsea to sell their club is coming to an end, and it looks like we have a front runner with Todd Boehly, who happens to be the owner of the LA Dodgers. Now, I want to talk about why this may or may not be the best option for Chelsea. Now, I'm going to be looking at my computer, reading some of the things why this is going to be an important thing for Chelsea, and also most likely why he'll be the front runner to buy Chelsea. Now, the big thing is that Boehly's group have made it clear that they'll have the funding and infrastructure to take charge by Brentford's visit on April 2nd. So most likely, we will have new owners before our next game for the Premier League. Now, we do play Middlesbrough this weekend, so I don't think that'll happen yet. But the fact that we will have new owners before April 2nd is kind of a good thing, because that will then, rinse everything away that's been going on with Roman Abramovich, and hopefully we can start going in the right direction with the new owners. And this guy, I know, is kind of one of those owners that definitely gets the best out of his club or his franchise, because as you know, the LA Dodgers are one of the best baseball teams in the world. Now, on top of that, the bid is going to be between $2 billion to $2.5 billion, which we already knew. Rain has stressed the need for a sale to be completed quickly, warning bidders that their first offer could be treated as their best and final offer, and that only one of the three groups are likely to progress past Friday night's deadline for offers. Now, this is really important to the takeaway, because Boehly's group and everyone that's with him are putting a very solid offer, and most likely the best offer, because again, the deadline is today, and therefore if clubs or people are trying to put all their money together to put another bid and they're not really thinking future-wise, most likely their bid is going to be tossed to the side, because we have to look at future-wise, youth academy, infrastructure, the staff itself. There's so much behind than just buying the club itself, and therefore we have to look at who has the best option for the future for this club, and it seems like he most likely will be. Now, on top of that, though, it had appeared that the Ricketts family bid, which includes Ken Griffin, who's worth $20 billion, just, solid $20 billion, had the biggest finance behind it, but has emerged that the Boehly Group, which includes Swiss billionaire Hans-Jörg Weiss and Johann Goldstein, is also working with Clear Lake Capital. So again, there's more than just one person behind the scenes, which is why I think this is going to be the best option. Now, the California investment firm have over $45.5 billion of assets under management, and their involvement underlies Boehly's ability to not only take control and run the club, but also invest heavily into the future, which I talked about. This is why he most likely will be the front runner in this. Now, Telegraph Sports understands that Boehly's group have already looked into the cost and feasible of redeveloping Stamford Bridge on its current site, and are confident that the project could successfully be completed. This by itself too is a big thing, because like a lot of clubs, the stadium itself is just starting to have a lot of issues. Stamford Bridge definitely needs to be rebuilt or built somewhere else, which I know a lot of fans are going to be upset about, but we need to have more fans come into the game. It's the same thing with Old Trafford. It's been there for so long. It's one of those that over time, anything depreciates, it takes on damage, and you need to put more money into the infrastructure. And Stamford Bridge is just the same thing as like other buildings, that we need to invest more money into it and make sure that we are going into the future and making sure it's one of the best stadiums that's out there. It's so ironic that Tottenham right now have probably the best stadium in the world, and yet they cannot win a single trophy, whereas Chelsea, Manchester City, Liverpool, all these clubs have very established clubs that can win trophies, and yet they don't have the number one stadiums in the world. Chelsea can go on to possibly have one of the best stadiums with this investment. I think this is going to be a huge thing for them. Now, sources close to the Ricketts-Griffin consortium insist that their bid would be lodged before the deadline. So again, this gives the people plenty of time to look at this and weigh all the options, which again is another big thing with that. And on top of that, Oaktree Capital and the Saudi Media Group have also been linked to the bids for Chelsea, but there's no word on either group on Friday afternoon. So the guys that maybe have another opportunity to buy this don't seem to have everything lined up as of right now, which is why, like I said, Boehly and his group of people are most likely going to be the owners come April 2nd, or our first game back for the Premier League, which I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Like I said, His involvement with the MLB, with the Dodgers, has been just on point, and hopefully he can take that, somehow harness it, and put it into Chelsea, not only for our club right now, but like I said, in our youth group, because as we know, Roman Abramovich has put so much money and time and just really developed a solid youth group. We've had so many players come through our academy that stay with Chelsea who have gone on to play for other clubs and shine through the Premier League and other leagues. If we can continue that in our future, is just a massive investment that you just keep reaping from, because if we sell players or we have players that we don't have to spend too much money on, it makes a huge difference for future wise for this club. Now, like I said, this is all speculation right now, but like I said, the deadline is today for Chelsea, and someone needs to put a bid in. If not, if no one puts a bid in or no one gets accepted, I'm not sure exactly what that means for Chelsea and future-wise what that can lead, but hopefully, like I said, we can come to an agreement with someone getting it and therefore get fans back into the game, because as of right now, we will not have any fans in our Champions League game versus Real Madrid, which will seem very, very strange. So hopefully, like I said, we can get the owner so we do have fans for that, because that is going to be massive. If we don't have any fans, it's going to be difficult for the players themselves to rally and win both those legs and move on to the semifinals. So we will see, and I'll make a video after we find out who actually ends up buying Chelsea. But like I said, most likely be Todd Boehly and the rest of his group. So I want to know what you guys think. So comment down below who you think is the best option, why you think that's the best option, and where you see Chelsea's future going. And also, if you did like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe down below. I greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.